Here's a tool that's been around for centuries, and it's a tool you can't buy. You have to make it, and it's this here. It's called a ticking stick. Now, if you've never heard of a ticking stick, I gotta tell you this, you're not alone. Ticking stick was made popular by shipwrights. That's right, boat builders. Because boat builders are always dealing with very complex shapes that they have to reproduce, and using a ruler or a tape measure just doesn't serve them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use a tick stick to reproduce very complicated, odd shapes. Now, maybe you're wondering, well, why would I have to do that, Leah? Well, let me tell you. There is always a piece of tile, carpeting, roofing, sheathing. It could be anything that's an odd shape that's very difficult to map out with a ruler or tape measure. And so what I will tell you is this. All you need is a tick stick, a pencil, and a piece of paper. I'm going to show you how it's done. Coming up next. This is our odd shape. This is the shape that we're going to replicate. And I'm going to cut a pattern that's going to fit in here perfectly just by using my ticking stick, a pencil or marker, a piece of cardboard. That's it. That's all you need. Now, you may be wondering, well, how big of a ticking stick do I need? Well, the size of the ticking stick is really based on the shape and size of what you're trying to replicate. So this is my tick stick here. I made it out of a piece of scrap plywood. And there's only one requirement when you make a tick stick, and that is it has to have a point at one end. Now, if you notice, there's a little bit of a shape here for me, and I put a little notch there. So the more unique you can make the shape, the easier it will be for you to use. So let me show you how this thing works. What you want to do is you want to take a piece of scrap cardboard like this here, or a piece of tag board. You could even use a piece of paper, but generally you want to use something that's a little rigid like cardboard. So what you have to make certain of is that the cardboard or tag board that you use, it fits inside the shape and it doesn't obscure any points. Because that's what's important. You can't cover anything up. You want to have all points exposed. The next thing we have to do is we have to secure this piece of cardboard. Now, just for the sake of ease, I'm just going to tack it to this. Now, if you've got a surface that you don't want to nail into, like I'm doing right here, because this is just for demonstration purposes, just use a piece of tape. But make certain that it's secure and it won't slide on you. Okay, so once you have your cardboard in place, now it's time to grab your ticking stick. Now this is what we're going to do, is we have to take our ticking stick and we want to go to point A, point B, C, D, and finally point E. So we're going to take the point here and we're going to stick it right there in that corner. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to place it here and we're going to work our way around. What we're going to do now is we're going to outline it. And you have to be very careful that your ticking stick doesn't slide on you. Okay, so I've got my first point. Now I just continue on. Now I'm going to go to point C. I'm going to stick that right in that corner, just like that. Now I've got my road map done, okay? Now I know it just looks like a lot of lines. It looks busy, but I want to show you something. This notch here helps me identify where to lay my ticking stick when it comes time for me to replicate the points. So I know, since that's notched, that that belongs there. And so forth and so on. Now I'm going to take my pattern, my road map here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take another scrap piece of cardboard and I'm going to lay it right here. Now the only thing that I have to make certain of is that when I put my ticking stick down, I remain on the cardboard. So I'm fine there. I'm fine there. I think I'm going to be okay. Is just secure my my cardboard. And again, you don't have to use tacks like me. You can use tape. Just make certain that your road map, it stays in place. It doesn't scoot on you, because if it scoots just even a little bit, it's going to throw your points off. So now we take our ticking stick and we start laying out our points. My ticking stick is in place to plot my first point. So I'm going to go down here to the end and I'm going to make a dot. Now I'm moving on to point B. And again, I find where I need to place my ticking stick. And you see, that's where those notches come in handy. It makes it really easy for me to line everything up and be right on the money. I'm going to come to the end of my ticking stick and I'm going to place a dot. That's my next point. That's point B. Now I'm just going to keep going. I'm looking for that notch there. I'm lining it up perfectly. Okay. My next point. Now I have all my points marked. Point A, B, C, D, and then of course my last point, E. Now I can pick up, well, my template, my road map. And what I'm ready to do now is just connect the dots. There we go. Now I'm just going to strike a line. There we go. Now I'm going to carry on. Now I'm going to connect this dot to this dot. And I'm just going to go around till all my dots are connected. Okay, I have all my dots connected. Now I'm going to cut my template. Okay, so let's just pop it out. All right. So now it's the moment of truth. There you go, folks. That's how you use a ticking stick. This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.